All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off with saying all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kakadash. It's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem in the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. And the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. So I want to get into this, the land of unwalled villages, because these evangelical Christians are trying to conflate and confuse the land of Israel for being the land of unwalled villages. I did a lesson on the Kim Iverson video yesterday, and she basically went into how she used simple logic and slowly reading the scriptures with comprehension to determine that Israel cannot be the land of unwalled villages. But she fucked up and tried to say Palestine can be too, but they're full of walls, full of barriers. America is that land of unwalled villages. 100%. So the place that's going to get bombed to smithereens like that, the place where the bulk of the salvation, the gloriousness of the salvation is really going to be, is America the Great, right? America, Babylon the Great. This is, I'll put this in, America is the land of unwalled villages. This is what AI pulled up. It says the phrase America is an unwalled village is a metaphor used to describe the country's perceived lack of physical and social barriers. You see? Particularly in the context of its openness to immigration and trade. It draws on biblical passages, Ezekiel 38:11, which speaks of a land of unwalled villages as a place of peace and security, but also vulnerability, and that's America. And the reason why this place is the place of unwalled villages is because there's no borders here like in other countries, right? No borders here like other countries. They have something like an Iron Dome. I think it's Iron Curtain. I think it's Iron Dome technology here, but it's not robust. It hasn't been updated. People don't even believe that this place can get hit by war like that, and that's why it's the land of unwalled villages. Now I'm gonna read this, Ezekiel 38. I'll start at 10. It says, "Thus say Yahweh." No, I'll start at 9. It says, "Thou shalt ascend and come up and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee," talking about Gog and Magog, right? And the many people with you is talking about all their allies. Russia is Gog, Magog, the chief prince, right? Then you got Togomar talking about Turkey. You got Persia, meaning Iran, right? Libya, right? All these nations are going to come like a storm in a cloud, meaning what? They're going to be flying, shooting shit over here. It's going to happen. And many people with thee, thus say Yahweh, power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And what is that evil thought? That it's time to strike America, right? And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go up to them that are at rest, and America is fully at rest. It's not like other countries where they have to worry about wars and being in close proximity to their enemies. America is situate between two great oceans, right? They don't have to worry about a direct threat. And the president for Ukraine, he even said that. He said, you say that because you're sitting comfortably because you have the oceans, but we're right near by our enemies right front and face, and it's going to happen to you. America is the land of unwalled villages, right? I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, right? Because America hasn't been hit by any external war since what? Pearl Harbor. And even that was nothing. That was nothing compared to what the Lord has prepared for this place. The Lord said he's going to sweep this place with the besom of destruction. A broom just followed with destruction. And that besom It's the thermonuclear missiles, right? This place is going to be pelted by 200 million missiles. That's Revelation, where it talks about the 200,000, right? Those horsemen. That's talking about missiles, right? It says, I will go to them in their rest that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. And what are the bars and gates in his kingdom? When we go to Ezekiel 27, when it talks about Tyrus, right? America's that new Tyrus. Tyrus was a chief port city. Just like America, it's a chief port city. Everybody brings their wares here. This is where money is made. Tyrus was where money was made. Ezekiel 27 and 2, it says, now thou son of man, take up the lamentation for Tyrus, and say say unto Tyrus, O thou that are situate at the entry of the sea, which art a merchant of many people, which are the merchant of the people of many isles, thus say Yahweh power, right? And America is the merchant of everywhere. This is a place of import, just like Tyrus was. This is a spiritual Tyrus. O Tyrus, thou hast said, I am a perfect beauty. That's what they treated like America like. They try to act like all these other nations are piece of shit lands. But really, you go to these other nations and they're in better case than America. It's cleaner. The people are more healthy. The food is better. Like, golly, man. It says, thy borders are in the midst of the seas. Thy builders have perfected thy beauty. You see, the borders are in the midst of the seas. Right? And you got it on both sides. You have the Pacific and the Atlantic. That's why this place is the place of unwalled villages dwelling without bars or gates, because the seas are the bars and the gates. Back in Ezekiel 38. And it says, verse 12, Ezekiel 38 and 12, it says, to take a spoil and to take a prey and to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations. This is a place that people are gathered out of the nations. Everybody's here. Every nation is here. Which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. Sheba and Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, and all the young lions thereof, shall say unto thee, art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? And that's what these nations are going to be like. Right? That's what it's going to be like when these foreign nations come here. Are they coming here to rob? No, they're coming here to destroy. This is Revelation 18, going into the topic of the land of unwalled villages. Revelation 18 and 7, it says, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment saw her giver, for she saith in her heart, I said a queen, am in no widow and shall see no sorrow. And that's what America's operated like. They move like war can't come to their door. They bomb everybody to hell. And now the world, through Iran, is showing that they have the ability to shoot shit. They don't need to come to your border directly. They've got hypersonic missiles too. You cannot stop a hypersonic missile. There's nothing that you can do. Right? But this is what's coming down a gate. Where was I at, man? Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning, famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is Yahweh who judgeth her. And this coming destruction is the judgment of the Lord on Babylon the Great, which is America, the land of unwalled villages, spiritual Tyrus. This is what the Lord has prepared for this place. It has to go out in this fashion. This place has sinned against the Lord. Her sins have reached unto heaven. It's out of control. Isaiah 47 and 8. Start at 7. It says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. And this is how America's operated. You know what? I started 6. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance. Right? What this damn devil has done to the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, even to this day. They're sitting there deporting kids, infants, from their parents. Taking them away. Splitting up whole families. Right? Northern and Southern Kingdom, because there's a lot of Benjamites that are getting caught up in this shit too, and the Haitians, who are the tribe of Benjamin, is the tribe, is what you call the Jamaicans, and those Haitians are the Levites. Right? And there's breakdowns on that. Look it up. Breakdown of the 12 tribes. But these devils have been doing it for a minute. Remember, I think it was just before COVID came around. You had those immigration police in Texas on horses whipping the tribe of Levi on the border of Texas, whipping them with whips while they're on horses. These devils have done great atrocities, man. And ours don't get brought up because it's prophesied that we want to be reckoned among the nations. Nobody would go aside to ask how we do. But as soon as these Palestinians, as soon as these fucking Israelis, as soon as these fucking Iranians start getting bombed to smithereens, the whole world has something to say. This is why the Lord's going to stand up for us. He's not standing up for these damn small hats. Since I was wroth with my people, I polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy, and upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Even the older of our people, they don't get any mercy, man. Right? They need assistance. They don't get no mercy, man. I remember the apostle Gabar was trying to get some medical assistance, and they denied him. He's obviously a man of an elderly age, in the age range where he should be able to get that assistance, and they deny him for help. Fuck these people, man. Fuck America. The Lord has a judgment for this place. It says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so thou didst not lay these things to thine heart, and neither didst remember the latter end of it. And this is what this place has done. This is why they're dwelling carelessly. They don't think anything can happen. They didn't lay this to their heart, that at some point, all this violent dealing that he's done through the earth, all the violent dealing he's done to the Lord's true people, which are the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? All that would come upon him. Man, it says, verse 8, it says, therefore hear now this, thou that are given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly. This is America. They're given this is a place of pleasures. Vegas. Right? Anything goes in Vegas. Right? It's called Sin City. This is a place of pleasures. That dwellest with carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And this is the place where that's happening. When you jump up to the first verse, it tells you who it's talking about. It says, verse 1, it says, come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Right? And who's the virgin daughter of Babylon? America. It's the daughter. It's not actual Babylon. It's the daughter. And why is it virgin? Because this place hasn't got touched. Right? This is why it dwells without cares. They're not worried. When people in America hear about war in another land, even illness, before COVID hit up in America, right? People saw the news in China and they didn't care. It was whatever. Right? It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldees, thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Because what? The Lord is going to penetrate this place with war. It says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks Make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. This is where the Lord is going to come. America. This place has to get wiped off the map. It's prophesied. As the Lord has written it, so shall it be. But I wanted to go into that real quick. Lord willing, was edifying. I'm going to say shalom.